Hi, my name's Gary Clark. I'm with Clark Pest Remedy. This is a training class that we came up with to help you try to familiarize yourself with what bed bugs look like, what to do if you get them, what not to do if you get them. We specialize in bed bug detection and bed bug elimination. Sometimes we run into some pretty heavy infestations. These can be very frustrating to deal with for the consumer and the company. Here's a bed bug vial that's got all stages of bed bugs that have just been fed. As you can see, the little tiny nymphs, they've just hatched out and have had their first meal. That's not red dye. Here's an example of an infestation we find in skirting around beds. Bed bugs love to infest cloth and especially wood that is unfinished. They can be virtually anywhere, but they usually nest within 8 to 10 feet of the host's meal. Here's a pretty heavy infestation. As you can see, there's already been encasements put on that mattress. Here's another one where they've gotten into the skirting and got a pretty good infestation there. Those little white specks, those are all bed bug eggs. And in most cases, most of those will hatch rather quickly. As you can see, they like to nest in folds. Sometimes there are things, other insects that are misdiagnosed as bed bugs. Bat bugs is one of those. This is a video of a bat bug infestation around the outside dormers of a house. These bat bugs look almost exactly like bed bugs. You have to have a microscope in order to be able to tell the difference. If someone were to remove the bats, the bat bugs could go down into the house and easily be misdiagnosed as bed bugs, and that would be a frustrating situation for everybody involved. Sometimes bed bugs leave evidence behind, such as their excrement marks or their skins, which they shed quite often. But occasionally, when somebody comes home from a trip or whatever, they may not have brought very much evidence or very much infestation with them. And we don't want to treat or recommend somebody treat when there's no bed bugs present. Our sensor dogs are specially trained to detect live bed bugs and live bed bug eggs. They do not respond to other insects and dead bed bugs or dead bug eggs. Here's a picture of them inspecting a picture frame. They check all around and can determine whether they're absent or present in the structure. The handler takes them home with them every night and they become part of the family. We also use other types of monitoring devices that fit certain situations. These are permanent bedpost monitoring devices that are very valuable in inspections. Here's some examples of bed bugs found in the bottom of box springs and furniture, couches. They commonly will go to cloth or wood. The rougher the cloth, the rougher the wood, the better they like it. They can be very frustrating for the homeowner to deal with because a lot of pesticide resistance has taken place. Bed bugs were pretty much gone for many, many years. They were eliminated back in the late 50s, but they've come back with a vengeance. Here's a recliner, leather recliner that we just treated, and the heat was starting to get up to 108, 110 degrees, which sends them into frenzy mode, trying to escape or trying to find a cooler place to go. This particular recliner was very heavily infested, and there were just hundreds of bed bug eggs in the seating area. I told my technicians anybody that had sat in this recliner for the last few months most likely took bed bugs home with them. This is an example of a great way to get bed bugs and take them home with you in a situation like that. Here's an example of bed bug excrement, very heavy bed bug excrement that any inspector should be able to find very easily. The dog responded here on a couch. We went to go look to see if we could find any evidence after the response, and sure enough, there he is. Very good canine work right there. We run into some cluttered situations sometimes that might need to be taken care of in order to have any type of successful treatment. Bed bugs like to get in seams and folds. They'll get in picture frames, especially those close to the bed. Most bed bug infestation is going to be within 8 to 10 feet of a bed or a couch or where people hang out. You produce CO2, and then your skin has chemicals. All of that together attracts bed bugs to you. Here's an example of bed bugs where they had heavily infested an electric outlet. We do thermal remediation heat treatments. We get all of our equipment from Temp Air out of Minnesota. They make equipment specially made for bed bug infestation elimination. All of their equipment is electric. We have generators in our trucks. We provide the power for the heaters. The process generally takes about 5.5 to 6.5 hours. Bed bugs cannot resist temperatures above 118 degrees. We exceed that. We heat at 130 to 135. We also use fans. We do some additional treatment with some sprays and dust to critical areas around host nesting areas. Here's an example of our heat setup. We put a heater. We have fans that just drill the heat into the beds, couches, and drapes, closets, anywhere where there's a significant amount of cloth, and especially if we know there's infestation in that area. We find them at the bottom of couches quite often. Couches can be very difficult to eliminate heavy bed bug infestation. There's so much thickness, so many places they can hide, and we find couches that are heavily infested to be some of the most frustrating to deal with. Again, here's their excrement marks. A lot of times you can find them just up on the ceiling. They'll get in the stipple where the ceiling meets the wall and nest there, and you'll see little black dots that look like Sharpie markers. But if you've got clutter, you got a problem. We do classes. Be glad to do any classes for you where we answer any questions about bed bugs. We've been doing bed bug work now for going on 10 years. We started off doing chemical treatments and found very quickly that the resistance was just too much to bear. So we started doing heat treatments, and we've added equipment and added crews over the years. We do work in Atlanta, the greater Atlanta area, all the way up to Cartersville, south as far as down below Warner Robins, east to west. We go all the way to the Alabama line, all the way to Augusta, and we do a lot of work down at the coast or Savannah, Hilton Head area. Give us a call, and we'll be glad to talk to you and give you an estimate if this is what you need. Here's an air wall. We use this to separate areas to keep our heat from going to an area that we do not need to treat. All of our trucks and trailers are very professional, and we try to keep all of our equipment up to top working condition. Again, bed bugs can be so frustrating to deal with, but there is some preparation involved by the consumer. One problem we do run into a lot is carpet beetles that are misdiagnosed as bed bugs. They will get in a lot of the same areas. To me, they don't look alike at all, but they do get misdiagnosed quite commonly, and people are doing treatments for bed bugs when in fact they only have carpet beetles. There's some skins. You can see where bed bugs have shed their skins. There's an adult bed bug with a excrement mark on both sides. Here's the excrement marks. They love wood. They will get in the slats under your box spring quite often. They will infest the box spring, the mattress, the headboard, the frames, screw holes, anything that's close to the host. They like to get in screw holes because when they drill into that wood, the inside of that screw hole is rough wood, not finished. So they would actually go into the screw hole because they prefer the rough wood over the finished wood. I hope this has been a helpful video for you. If you have any questions, you can always call us at 770-957-1915. If you think you need treatment, just give us a call. We'll be glad to answer any questions you may have, from our detection dog program to our thermal remediation treatments. Hope you have a great day. Thank you very much.